Where would Rubiel Neckzilla Mosquera have placed at the 2023 Olympia? This is Rubiel at the 2023 Prague Pro on the 2023 Mr. Olympia stage, top 6 first callout. Hunter is not relevant to our subject today as he wasn't at his best and he loses to Neckzilla big time in my opinion here. And I'm also going to remove Brandon from this picture as he was too far from his best and he shouldn't have placed ahead of Andrew if you ask me. So this video will feature Rubiel against the best 4 bodybuilders at the last Mr. Olympia show. Front double biceps. This was Rubiel's first pro show and he wasn't very dry. Fortunately for him, neither were the top Olympia guys 100% in shape, especially Andrew and Samson. Now we can see that Rubiel is the anomaly here. He's the beast among the beauties if you're looking for aesthetics and fine lines, but he's also the anomaly from a freak and size point of view. Even though he's the rookie here, he packs the most amount of muscle on his frame. So there is no other way to judge this. You either value aesthetics as a must and Rubiel is last, but if you see bodybuilding as primarily mass and conditioning, Rubiel might fight for first place in this pose. Personally, I'm a fan of the mass monsters, but I believe there should also be a balance between freakiness and aesthetics. Since all the other 4 guys look so good in this pose and since this is one of the poses where aesthetics are more noticeable and visible and important, Rubiel kinda finds himself too different from the rest of the pack. Front lat spread. Once again, Rubiel finds himself in a position where he's too different from the rest of the pack and not necessarily in a good way. Yes, he's the most muscular guy, but he's the least aesthetic again by far, and that's the problem. If you were the most muscular and simply the least aesthetic, it wouldn't be a problem, at least in my eyes, but he's too far behind these guys from this point of view in the front poses. At least that's how I see things. But in the side chest pose, there's a different story. Now, Rubiel really fights to win the pose. His overall mass and thickness are strong assets in this pose. It's true his side leg could use some more separation as opposed to Derek and Hadi here, but he compensates with a lot more size. As you can notice, this is not a 5-way comparison where I'm placing these guys first to last in each pose. For the Olympia guys, there were plenty of discussions on YouTube, you already know the results. All I'm doing in this video is analyzing Rubiel's chances against these guys, and at the end, after watching all the poses, I'm going to let you know where I believe Rubiel could or would have placed at the Olympia looking like this. Back double biceps. From the back, Rubiel looks pretty strong, however, just like from the front and from the side, he's too bottom heavy. As much mass as he carries upstairs, he's that much bigger downstairs, and it hurts his flow against these 4 more balanced physiques. However, with some better conditioning given his size, I believe he will be a problem for any competitor in the coming years. The possibilities seem limitless with this guy. Back lat spread. Now this is a pose where Rubiel suffers because he's not very wide shoulder to shoulder, whereas all the other 4 guys have larger frames. Yes, again Rubiel compensates with mass, but only if you will be able to bring a Nick Walker level of conditioning. I think he could really beat anyone in the world. He could be undeniable regardless of his less aesthetic flow. By the way, if you want to see Nick Walker on the Olympia stage in this format, get this video to 1000 likes. Side triceps, and it's obvious that Rubiel is most dangerous from the side. In my opinion, I think he could win the side chest, just like he could win the side triceps right here against these best 4 bodybuilders in the world today. I honestly see Rubiel winning the side triceps in this comparison. He's got the best triceps, an awesome presentation, and of course, the most muscle pound per pound on his frame. Abs and thighs. This is not a bad pose for Rubiel. He's got a six-pack with great defined abs and the freakiest thighs in this lineup. He's got the least impressive overall flow though, but I can see him defeating Samson and Derek here. Andrew and Hadi are too good. The most muscular pose, and since Rubiel is the most muscular guy on stage, you would expect him to win, right? Well, besides needing to be more polished, Rubiel's downfall in this pose is his guns. His arms and shoulders are a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of his physique and get overshadowed to the point they look small, which hurts what this pose should look like. I can see him beating Andrew or Derek, but he's not beating Samson and Hadi in this pose, despite being the more muscular guy again. In conclusion, Rubiel was so impressive at his pro debut that I already considered that physique worthy of a top 5 placement at the Olympia maybe, even though he got beat by Krizo in Prague who took 7th at the O. Anyway, as expected for a rookie, Rubiel seems too good, but I don't think this physique of his is good enough to challenge the top spots at the Olympia. So he would place top 6, 7, 8 in my opinion. Nonetheless, if he brings the conditioning, I think he could challenge any bodybuilder in the world. That's why I believe he could win the Arnold Classic this year. Get this video to 1000 likes to unlock Nick Walker on this stage and also subscribe. See you soon.